And now it's time to transform your life in 15 minutes. Here's your host, Pia McAdams.
Good morning, and welcome to Transform Your Life. My name is Pia. I'm an author. I'm also an accounting professor and a certified life coach. I specialize in personal and small business finance and also fitness. I help people reach their goals. And on this morning's live broadcast, this is where we're doing 5-minute exercises, one each for the mind, the body, and the soul. And for your morning session today, for the mind session, I should say, the morning mind session, we're going to be talking about what? Yes, mindset, what we've been talking about for the last few days. But specifically this day, we're going to be talking about the growth mindset. And of course, the growth mindset fosters things like if you love learning, do you want fun out of life? Do you want to have improved relationships and improved businesses? All of that is encapsulated in having a growth mindset. Now, this is the thing. Yesterday we talked about the fixed mindset. And remember, with the fixed mindset, it's all about believing that intelligence is static. So think in terms of like your eye color. Like for instance, it's something that you were born with and it's something that you really, can't change. So with the fixed mindset, you're like, why even try? Well, as you can imagine, with the growth mindset, it views intelligence like a muscle. Okay, in other words, what do you do with your muscles? You can exercise them, you can develop them, you can grow it. Well, guess what? With the growth mindset, you feel the same thing about your intelligence. So you love learning, you love exploring. Now, before I continue on, I want you to understand it's not like that you have one versus the other. In other words, no one's completely have a fixed mindset or no one completely have a growth mindset. There's a continuum right in that spectrum between fixed and growth. And you fall somewhere in between that. And then sometimes, throughout the day, throughout your life, there's different times that you fall in the various areas. The main thing that, that we're talking about here, or I should say I'm talking about here, we're talking to, right? But the main thing is that you want to foster more of a growth mindset if you want to have better development, better careers, better relationship, just fun in life, all right? Because when it comes to having that fixed mindset, you're trying to be perfect. It's all about perfection. And guess what? Even though we are perfect, we were built perfect, there's no such thing as perfection, all right, as it relates to every single thing. Whereas when you have a growth mindset, you're more about learning, okay? So it's the learning, it's the process. You're not worried about trying to get to the perfection. You're enjoying the process of the result that you're going towards. Because guess what? The process is going to get you there. Whereas if you have that fixed mindset, you think either I can get there or I can't. Now, I can tell you there's tons of different things, there are benefits of having a growth mindset, right? But the main thing is you get crap done. Seriously, you get things done because it improves your intelligence Well, actually it does because you're working on it. So it improves your intelligence, it improves your self-esteem, it improves your confidence, and then also it improves your relationship. And those are just a few things. Again, the list can go on and on about the benefits of having a growth mindset, but the main thing is that you get stuff done, and that's important. Now, you may be saying, well, where does all this stem from, right? Guys, keep in mind, it's only 5 minutes. I'm actually talking lightly above all of this, but it goes so much deeper because I want you to understand that all of this starts off when we were small, when we were younger, we were programmed. And yes, we were programmed, by our parents, by our teachers, by society, by the media, all the things surrounding us, we were programmed. And let me just kind of give you an example. And this is important. So listen to this because particularly if you have kids, something very innocent, like the first statement I say, something very innocent, it's a compliment. It seems encouraging, but then I'm going to show you how it can be internalized, which again fosters one of these two sets of mindsets. So for instance, when you were growing up, your parents, your teacher could have said something like, oh my God, you're so smart, you learn so quickly, right? And that seems like you learn so quickly. That seems like that's a compliment, like, oh, I learned something quickly. But as a little child, you could have internalized this as, if I don't learn quickly, I'm not smart. Okay, seriously, you can internalize it like that. Even though the person said you're smart, you can learn quickly, that label of being smart, if you don't live up to that label, then all of a sudden you internalize that you're not smart because this thing you didn't learn quickly, so therefore you're not smart. Something simple like that. Something simple like you're so brilliant, or my child's so smarter, he doesn't even have to study. Little things like that. Like, again, you think you're giving compliments to people or to your children, but they internalize it totally different. That what if that doesn't happen, then I'm not smart, not dumb. Those are the things that foster a fixed mindset. So if you can imagine, if you grew up hearing things like you're smart, you're beautiful, like all these labels, if you grew up hearing those kind of things during your life, then at times, because again, you're not going to be smart at every single thing. You're not going to always be beautiful. There's going to be other people, and all those labels that we hear as a child, whenever the opposite occurs, now all of a sudden you've totally internalized that, and then you start feeling bad about yourself. So that's where it comes. That's where it stems from. So it comes really, really deep in your mindset. And again, that's what we're talking about, the mind. And understand that a growth mindset is the belief that you can actually change, that you have an open mind, that you can actually grow. All right. And then, so what are some of the things that we can do in order to help us with our growth mindset, to develop a growth mindset? Well, one of the things is to make sure that you identify the times when you do have a fixed mindset. So I mentioned an example with me yesterday when I had a conversation with my BFF, and I mentioned something, and she's like, well, Pia, that's one way to looking at it, but what about this? And I was like, oh yeah, you're right. So that's one of the ways that you can actually do that, is by identifying the times when you have a fixed mindset. Another way that you can also develop a growth mindset is to start enjoying the process instead of the results. Learn to learn, have fun learning. Okay. Remember, growth, we're talking about growth mindset. The setting of your mind is on the setting of growth. So you're growing. And then another good thing to do is just to provide time for reflection. Okay. Because when you're growing, you want to go back and review and reflect on the things that you've learned. All right. So understand that with the growth mindset, this view creates a love of learning and is resilience as assistant for a great accomplishment. This simple attitude, it encapsulates, it fosters success, career, happiness, and relationships. Okay, so those are the things that you can expect from having a growth mindset. So hopefully this information was helpful, guys. Remember, just a little short insight in what we're talking about with this mindset, but this is very, very important. When we're talking about mindset, we're talking about, having success, having happiness. It all starts right here. And guess what? I hate to say it, but you carry you wherever you go. All right. So it's important to work on you so that you can show up in the best light possible. If you want to create your own universe, it starts right here. Or I should say right here, right? With you. It starts with you. All right, so hopefully this information was helpful. Again, please share this information with your family and friends. Now, Val, good to see you. Sorry I didn't see you because I got like sticky notes all over the place, but good to see you guys. Thank you for joining. I forgot to say that this morning. I'm so excited. I'm always so excited to do this live broadcast, to be here. And by the way, guys, this is like, okay, I can be talking and also transition. This is literally 100% pure energy. Like, I'm literally like, I don't, do coffee or anything like that. Not that I'm saying fixed mindset. Not that I'm saying that it's bad to have that. I'm just letting you know that I'm so excited to be here with you. So I want to really, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching this. And whether if you're doing it live, if you're watching the recording, again, remember, talking about transforming, and it starts off with you, because what I recognize in my own life as well is that you are the common denominator in everything in your life. So if you want to change your life, guess what? Starts right there. Right there. No, I'm pointing the finger, but remember, I'm pointing one finger at you, but I understand that there's three with my thumb not being a finger, but I understand there's three more pointing back at me. So again, I'm not just, teaching this stuff. I'm actually living this, right? So I'm a walking, living testimonial, and I'm not perfect. That's not what I'm saying. By the way, a lot of those labels that I talked about earlier, I grew up as well with those labels. And again, it's been a journey, recognizing the fixed mindset and turning it into the growth mindset. Okay, so now take a deep breath, get relaxed, and we're going to do some yoga. All right, so as I'm looking for the music, I want you to set your intention, what it is that you want to accomplish for this next 5 minutes. I also want you to take your 3 deep ujjayi breaths to get yourself centered, grounded, and aligned. And then, meet me on the mat. Surprise, surprise, tabletop. You're on your hands and knees, so make sure your fingers are spread out nice and wide. Your palms are directly underneath your shoulders, your knees are directly underneath your hips. Your spine is in a nice neutral position. By a neutral position, that means you're not rounded, you're not arched, it's just in a neutral position. I want you to squeeze your belly button in toward your navel, in toward your heart. Head is natural extension. And while you're in this position, again, just kind of do what feels good to you. You know, it can be some movement. You don't have to be static. You know, it's not about being fixed. You can be static, have the movement, have growth. And I want you to go internally. So I want you to go inside to see what's going on with yourself at this present moment. So if there are any tensions, any strains, any stress, any negativity that you may notice in your body, I want you to address that and first notify it at this time, because awareness is always the first thing. And then I want you to address it by using your breath, and particularly your exhale, and use your exhale to direct and release all of those tension, stress, strains, or negativity that you have in your body. All right, so take a nice deep breath, inhale into your nose. And as you exhale, I want you to drop your chin down towards your chest. I want you to round to the spine and tuck your tailbone under. Relax those shoulders. Again, you're pressing your shoulders down and away from your ears. And as you inhale, your belly drops down toward the mat. Relax, arch your back, tailbone sticks toward the back of the room. And as you exhale, drop your chin down toward your chest and round through the spine. Cat-cow, again, one of the first things I love doing in the morning from the tabletop position, because, again, it loosens up the spine, warms up the core, and it just overall feels good. You can just feel your insides being massaged in this motion. So, again, use your breath and just kind of take your time. Let's do that one more time. As you exhale, inhale, and then this time as you exhale, I want you to return to the neutral spine. Now we're going to do a balancing pose. So as we're doing the balancing pose, I want you to find one spot directly in front of you, either on the mat or on the floor directly in front of you, and don't waver your gaze. I promise I will do the cueing where you can understand what I'm saying, so just don't waver your gaze, and that will help you with your balance. I want you to take a nice deep breath into your nose. And as you exhale, I want you to extend your right arm forward and then your left leg behind. Now your ear is right, or I should say your bicep is by your ear if you can. And again, your leg is natural extended, pointing your toes. If you start to lose your balance, then you can either lower your leg and or lower your arm if you start to lose your balance. But again, if you're focusing on that focal point at one spot, it's going to help you. And then go ahead and release it down. Taking a nice deep breath again. This time as you exhale, it's the opposite arm. So your left arm comes forward, your right leg behind. Again, point to toe. Bicep is by the ear if you can. Otherwise, again, lower if you need to. And then release. Let's do that again. Nice deep breath. And as you exhale, right arm, left leg. Belly button is in toward that spine. Stabilize the core, stabilize your spine. And go ahead and release. One more time as you exhale, the opposite arm, the opposite leg. Now while you're practicing your yoga, you want to try to make sure that your movements are nice and fluid and you're using your breath, so take your time. Deep breath again. This time as you exhale, I want you to curl those toes under, and I want you to take it to downward facing dog. Now in this position, your feet are directly underneath your hips, or if you need to, if this is too much strain and stress for you, remember you can always modify it by taking your feet out nice and wide to a wide-legged down leg dog. I said down leg dog? I did. Downward dog. Alright, so you can always modify it. Go ahead and pedal your legs, because remember, it's all about feeling good. It's about limbering up and loosening up those muscles, those tensions, those joints. So just do what feels good to you. Do what feels natural. I like to pedal. Sometimes I like to sway my hips side to side. Again, just going on internally, see what's happening inside of your body. All right, go ahead and keep your palms down flat. I want you to slowly walk your feet in toward your palms. And if you need to, keep your knees bent so that your palms stay flat on the mat. Once your feet reaches up towards your palm, I want you to slowly round your vertebrae one at a time. So pretend like you're just stacking them, like you're up against the back of a wall. You're just slowly stacking your vertebrae one at a time. And then making sure that your head is last to rise. Rotate your shoulders down and back. And we come to Tadasana, known as mountain pose. Sorry, my head's like cropped off a little bit there. All right, in this pose, your feet are together or a slight distance apart. Your chest is lifted, your head's a natural extent to the spine, so you're pretending like there's a nice string attached to the crown of your head, extending all the way up. All right, squeeze your shoulder blades in, you're lifting up your chest, fingertips are pointing down toward the earth. Now, as we inhale, we're going to take those fingertips overhead, and as we exhale, we're going to swan dive your body forward. Take your time and use that full exhalation. Remember, it's not about taking a lot of time. It's using your breath. You're not trying to rush it, I should say. As you inhale, we're going to look up halfway. Go ahead and flatten out your back. Now, micro bend on those knees. You should feel like a gentle stretch on your hamstrings. Remember, I'm taking it all the way down because of my flexibility. However, if you're here, this is fine, okay? So you can be right here and you're still flattening out your back. All right, so don't feel that you have to bend, like trying to bend your knees to go down. Keep your knees straight with a micro bend, and then just go with however far that you can. And over time, as you get more flexibility and more, you loosen up your muscles in those hamstrings, you'll be able to go down and actually touch your toes. But I know a lot of you can't touch your toes, so don't feel bad. Feel free to be here, all right? And then as I say, when I say place your palms down flat, just go ahead and bend your knees, place your palms down flat, and then step back, right and left. Remember, be kind, be patient, be gentle with yourself. As you continue exhaling, go ahead and release your knees, your chest, and your chin. And as you inhale, we're going to take it to the cobra. Now again, I'm doing the full cobra because of the flexibility in my lower back. But if you don't have that flexibility, feel free to modify so you can take it down. All right, and then as you exhale, we're going to now take it to downward facing dog. This is an acting rest position. Again, if this is too much strain for you, you can always release your knees down to tabletop, and or you can take it to child's pose. All right, let's go ahead and step forward with our right leg. Take the left leg in perpendicular, or I should say, that's a perpendicular at an angle, so that your right heel is dissecting the arch of that left foot. And let's take it up to warrior one. Now I want you to exhale to warrior two. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do that again. Inhale. And then exhale and hold. Go ahead and take that right arm or that left arm down toward that shin, the left shin, and right arm goes behind. Reverse the warrior. Now in this position, the tendency is going to be to do this. Okay, so you're going to want to straighten out that leg. I want you to keep that knee bent directly over the ankle. Again, use your breath and then release. Extend all the way forward, bend that right arm, place it just above the knee, left arm comes up and over. Now, on this position here, I don't want you resting, okay, so you're not resting on that thigh, you're lifting up. Good. Now go ahead and rotate, place the palms down flat, take that right leg back, and let's continue to that vinyasa flow. So go ahead and release your knee, chest, chin, or you can go Chaturanga Dandasana. You can go to up dog or the cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Remember, nice deep ujjayi breaths. Take your time. On the next exhalation, this time you're going to bring that left foot forward. Right foot comes in, and then take it up to warrior one. And exhale to warrior two. Relax your shoulder, nice long extension from fingertip to fingertip. Rotate your torso. Remember, it's not about perfection, but I do want you to remember those two glass planes so that your chest and your hips and your butt are directly in alignment. What I mean by that is that, hold on, let me just show you, in this position here, you're not sticking out here, so see how my hips are not in alignment with my knee or my ankle, my butt is on that back glass pane, imaginary glass pane, and my chest is on that front imaginary glass pane. So I'm going to now bring myself into alignment. Release the arm, extend, press the hips down toward the mat so that you don't straighten up the leg. Now my gaze is looking up, but anytime there's any strain or stress, you can feel free to look forward and or look down. And extend, lean, bend, and over. Relax the shoulder. Make sure you're breathing. Don't hold your breath. And remember, you're not leaning. You're lifting. Your torso is uplifted. Now rotate. This time the left leg goes back. Again, continue through knee, chest, chin, or chaturanga dandasana. Try it just one time. And then up dog. The difference is here, your thighs are off the mat. Curl the toes under. Now facing dog. Couple breaths here. Now I want you to come up on your toes. I want you to release, or the balls of your feet, let's just say. I want you to release your knees down toward the mat. Don't touch the mat, just release it. And then go ahead and straighten out the legs. Press your chest toward your thighs and knees. Let's do that again. Release the knees down toward the mat. Press the ball of your feet all the way down. And then extend. Chest down toward the mat. Or I should say chest toward your thighs and your knees. One more time. Knees. And then go ahead and release. Now slowly walk your feet in, this time left, right, or the opposite of what you walked in last time. And again, keep your palms down flat. And then this time, we're going to go ahead and lift our feet up again. Place the palms facing up. Place them directly underneath your feet. And I want you to extend up, like really pull, like you're pulling up on your palms as you're pressing down on your feet. Just a gentle stretch on those arms. It should feel good. Let the head hang forward. Just nice long extension. There's tension from your palms pressing up and your feet pressing down, but you're also releasing. You're releasing the tension and stress in your shoulders. Relax them down. You should feel a gentle stretch on the hamstrings as your legs are extended. All right, go ahead and release. And then forward fold. Let the crown of your head bring your body weight naturally forward. And in this position, we're just hold it for a couple breaths. And I want you to, as you inhale, just kind of hold your position. And as you exhale, just kind of release and surrender. Okay? Just release and surrender. Micro bend on those knees. Lift the kneecaps, engage the quadricep. Give a little deeper stretch on those hamstrings. Then I want you to slowly take your time, round it up, stack that vertebrae against that back imaginary wall. Taking your time. We'll wait on you. And round those shoulders down and away from your ears. Tadasana. Inhale. Exhale. This time you're going to place your palms down flat. Walk your feet out to the edge of the mat. Toe heel. And then release the tailbone down toward the mat. Use your elbows and the triceps to push out on those inner thighs. Bring the palms together at the heart center. Bow your head down, Malasana, and go ahead and extend some gratitude. Again, I like to end in this position because, one, it fosters open up the hip flexors, which we spend a lot of our time with the shortened hip flexor because we're sitting down. So this move right here just really opens it up and you can just release. Feel the release in the hip flexors. All right, go ahead and release the palms down toward the mat. Take them behind you and then transition yourself into a comfortable seated position facing toward the front. Making sure that you're on your sits bones and off the fleshy part of the bottom. Now, sit up nice and tall. Take a deep breath, inhaling. Take the arms overhead. And as you exhale, release the fingertips down toward the mat. Again, nice deep breath, inhaling. And exhale. And one more time, nice deep breath, inhaling. This time we're going to bring in all of that positive energy. Help us have a great day. Greet the palms together at the very top. Then go ahead and release them down toward the heart center. And we say, Namaste. All right, thank you for doing the yoga with me. Now this brings us to the third and final exercise. This is where we're going to be doing some meditation. So we're going to be doing a 2-minute meditation. And on this 2-minute meditation, what is this? Like really, what is this? All right, we're going to be breathing. So you're not going to manipulate your breath in any shape, form, or fashion. You're just going to breathe as you normally would. But you're going to start counting, particularly your exhales. Now, anytime that when you're counting, you start to become distracted by either outside noises or internal noises known as the thoughts. You're going to first acknowledge what the distraction is, and then you're going to redirect your attention and your focus back toward your breath, and you're going to restart, starting with the number 1. Okay, so understand we're only going to do this for 2 minutes, but before we get started, as always, you're going to set your intention. So a great intention to have would be to make sure that you keep your focus on your breath for the next 2 minutes. We're also going to get ourselves centered, grounded, in line by taking our 3 deep Ujjayi breaths. All right? Guys, ready? Go ahead and take a nice deep breath, inhaling through your nose. And exhaling through your mouth. Again, deep breath, inhaling through your nose. And exhaling through your mouth. One more time, nice deep breath, inhaling through your nose. This time as you exhale, I want you to go ahead and close your eyes and begin your counting now. All right, go ahead and release, relax, and return refreshed and calm. You've done something good for yourself today. I want to thank you for taking the time to meditate with me. And please do that at least one other time today. It took only 2 minutes. Set your timer for 2 minutes and do this. And I guarantee you just see tremendous progress in your life by just starting off with these 2-minute meditation exercises. All right, so of course I got to plug in my book. So you guys know I wrote a book, super excited about this, called Your Body, the Perfect House. We talked about it on earlier broadcast. Guys, can you believe I've been doing this for a year? It has been a year this month that I've been doing this broadcast. So we talked about this book on one of the early broadcasts, and I'll talk about it a little bit later on as well. But you can get this book at howtofindyourtruepurpose.com. And guys, $5 of every full purchase price will be donated to a charity. So you know I have to do my plug. And also I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this Transform Yourself. Please share this information with your family and friends. I'm having so much fun. Hopefully you are as well. And I know you're seeing changes in your life, because guess what? It's those little things that you do consistently over time that makes the progress, okay? So remember, we talked about having the growth mindset. It's about enjoying the journey. Don't try to get there. You'll get there, but guess what? When you get there, there'll always be somewhere else to get to. So you might as well enjoy the process. And while you're enjoying the process, your word for today is jubilant. So have a jubilant time in this process and have a jubilant day. And guess what? I will see you the same time tomorrow. Bye.